Yeah, baby. Funky fresh in the flesh.
Hey now. Hey, what's going on with my camera?
What's going on, guys?
Can we see me?
Yeah, I see you, brother.
What the heck is going on here?
You're making fun of those
All
Audi
right,
guys.
Yeah, I
What's
see
that?
you, bro.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
Nice. You guys are the dark. He threw his no filter hat on.
Yeah. Didn't want to show my bald head that much.
Nice. Well, that's Duncan, the guy that says Duncan right under his name. That's Duncan. That's Nick the Flick.
Hey,
Jay.
we're here, baby. We're here.
We are here. I don't know if that's going to amount to anything tonight, but
Yeah, but let's make it amount to something. Let's get it going. Let's get some
everybody,
conversation, dialogue, baby.
welcome aboard to the. We're back after 2 week after a 2 week hiatus from. Why the hell did we cancel 2 weeks?
The storm,
Oh yeah.
if you want to call it that. You know?
The sixth variant of COVID.
Yeah. If you want to call it that, that's what it was, the storm.
Yeah, I felt like I had like 4 twigs and 6 leaves blow down at my place.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Same here, man. But hey, man, you know what? Being better safe than sorry. I tell you that. And that's for sure.
Some excitement. I wanted to go out and broadcast from 2 Georges underwater.
I know you did. You asked me to go out there, and then I was like, I don't know about that.
I was gonna. My kid told me to do it. We were watching a weather panel, and she said, "Daddy, you should go out there and do this." I said, "Okay." And I don't know. I think it was laziness that stopped me. I don't remember what the hell it was. But hey, let me first start out by saying Digital Lux is sponsoring tonight's show. Digital Lux 22. They can handle it for you. If you have a business, if you're an influencer, if you want to be an influencer, you got a TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, you want to build a website, you want to be found when someone goes on Google and searches for something, somebody, anything, they will find you. digitallux22.com. I know them. I've used them. Good people. Check them out. So thank you, Digital Lux, for sponsoring our show here tonight. I saw that Duncan unveiled a new logo today on Twitter. Is that the new official logo for the show, or
no? That's my teaser.
That's your teaser. Okay.
Yeah, a little build up.
I have one coming.
No snap. That's just a little tease build up.
A little bit of foreplay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when he comes in, brings it out, bam! There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. Hey, what's happening? Play Action Real. How are you, buddy? And Tom Perfetta, Nick D Flick, and Double D. What up? So hey, I was with Play Action last night for a few minutes on Captain Ron's NFL Aftermath show.
Right.
It was a really good show last night, at least for the first half that I heard.
Right.
Funny. And they got a great format down on that NFL Aftermath show. They break down, I guess, every week ESPN and Yahoo and these different companies put out the NFL rankings.
Right. The power rankings?
Yeah. The power rankings. Let this be Audi. Oh, it is Audi. Let's take this. All right. I'll tell you guys the story. This is Audi right now. Let me take this. Hello.
That's one of the supervisors from Audi Roadside Assistance. May I speak with Arnold?
Yeah. This is him. What's the story? Why is my car? I called you guys 9:00 this morning. Why is the car still in my driveway? Every 5 minutes today. Hello, Mr. Johnson. We're on the way. Are you okay? You're safe. I get text messages. I get my fucking car. It's still in the driveway. My wife had to friggin' take the bus to go to the grocery store today.
Okay. 3 of the service provider canceled the job, sir. Who's laughing on the background, sir?
I don't know. There's some feedback in the background. I don't know. The TV.
Feedback, or someone is laughing in the background. Okay. Anyway, sir.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
It's not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm the one you're talking to. I'm not laughing. Do I sound funny right now?
I heard someone else laughing on the background.
Yeah, there's people here. We can't go nowhere. We got no fucking car.
We understand. Okay, sir. 3 of the service provider canceled the job. For some reason, we don't know why they canceled the job. So here's what I'm going to do. I will take over with this job. You just have to give me at least 5 to 10 minutes I will call these 3 providers to check why they canceled the job to make sure that it won't cancel again.
All right. So
and
check
I will
this out.
look for a provider who's reliable.
All right. So look, that's
sir?
your problem, not my problem. I got a car from Audi. The car has got
I did not say that it's your
5,000
problem,
miles.
sir.
So then why am I spending another time on the phone with Audi? Somebody come get my car. I don't care if the guy who sold it to me, sir, what? Just get my car. The car's busted. Take it. Fix the fucking thing. Keep the fucking thing. I don't care what. Take it to the Philippines, wherever the frig you are, and drive it around. Pick up Manny Pacquiao.
If you do not maintain your professional tone, sir, I'm going to terminate this call.
You're going to terminate the call? I'm not maintaining a professional tone. I called you 9 o'clock this morning to pick the car up. Are you going to pick?
You're using a profane word, sir.
Yeah. Are you picking the car up or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's it. Bye. That went well, huh?
I didn't know you had it. I didn't know you had it through the switchboard there, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we can hear you laughing. And
I know you did. Once you said somebody was laughing, I was like, oh snap. Go pick up Manny Pacquiao.
Dave, you got to keep taking the bus. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Oh, shit. That's funny, yo. You said go get Manny Pacquiao. Go pick him up. Just go fix my car. That was good.
So we bought this Audi 2.5 years ago, brand new. The car's got 5,000 miles on it because my wife doesn't go anywhere. Okay? The car has been in the electronics. They stopped working like at 500 miles. We've taken it to Audi multiple times, and they tell me, "Oh, there's no fix for it. We're waiting." Then the roof starts leaking, and there's water in the car, and I'm thinking, "Yeah, all right, you're crazy." And no, there wasn't. Like it was raining in the friggin' car.
It was crazy,
Audi,
man.
They said, "Oh yeah, we get this all the time." I'm like, "What are you crazy?" And now again, the electrical went haywire, and the car. I had it. Don't buy an Audi. F Audi. You pay a lot of money for an Audi. You expect better service than that.
Oh, absolutely. But
anyway, that was the excitement of my day, and
that was funny. They got me laughing, buddy.
Yeah, you thought it was a bad idea for me to call them, and I didn't even have to call them. They called me.
Yeah, but then he called, and I'm like, okay, but that was funny.
You know what the most concerning thing is that he reiterated like 3 times. Oh, they canceled the service appointment.
Who did?
Who gave them permission to cancel the service appointment?
My wife says she's not taking the bus.
Like, come on, like pick up the car. Let's go.
The worst part is all day. So they're sending me text messages like every 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, of course. You just got to opt in on that stuff.
11 minutes out, 45 minutes. Then I get a call. Have they picked it up yet? Have they done this? So then, I don't get real personal, but me and my wife never really, the dog, mother-in-law, my kid. We got a little bit of alone time today. I'm going to leave it at that. But during our alone time, the phone starts ringing. Hello, Mr. Johnson, are you safe? Out of here.
And then when you say you're going to get my car, he said, yeah, yay!
Yay! That was
awesome. That was good.
Seriously, good. You don't want to be there tomorrow when I call.
No, I know how you get
anymore, and I want all my money back.
Oh shit!
I mean, the numbers don't lie. 5,000 miles. I mean, it's not like you can get in there and roll anything back. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's been sitting there.
Yeah,
everything's under warranty still. I mean, what are you gonna do?
At least it's not covered in duck shit because I got these ducks that I've been feeding outside the house. Like 8 months ago, little tiny, but bird seed out. Now they all weigh like 30 pounds each. They still come around. They chase me down the street. So now they're sitting on top of the car, sitting on my pickup, sitting on Marissa's car, sitting on my car, sitting on the mailbox. Bird shit everywhere. These freaking ducks.
I hate that. I hate that.
No.
So,
I don't play that.
That's fucking funny. That's funny, man.
Anyway, so where do you guys want to start? We got a little bit.
Yeah, let's start out with that the craziness with this cryptocurrency FTX deal thing that fell apart.
before you get to play action, do me a favor. Can you take my wife to the grocery store tomorrow when she's got to go? Because she's thinking about bringing the car. So if you don't mind swinging by from Arizona, that'd be cool. Yeah, the FTX is they're calling this guy Mini-Madoff.
Yeah. Dude, the dude supposedly lost like $16 million in the first day. Like, it's like super crazy. But then what's crazy too is you got all these athletes. They had basically one major athlete in every sport. You know, they had Tom Brady, Steph Curry. They had what's this guy from the Angels? Ohtani.
Shohei.
Yeah. They had him. They had Naomi Osaka from the tennis, Shaq, Trevor Lawrence, even Big Papi. And, you know, I didn't even know this. They had Larry David, you know, from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, dude. They had him. And Brady was like the ambassador or some shit like that, you know? Mm-hmm. So what's crazy is, you know, they all now are getting sued. Every single one of them are getting sued in a big ass lawsuit. And I don't know. It's crazy, dude. I mean, cryptocurrency itself is crazy. I mean, you know, you always got to be careful with it and all. I'm not no crypto guy and all that. I mean, I do have a little bit, but I was always told, always put money into that you can afford to lose, you know? Because you never know what can happen with that craziness.
You know, but, one of the things is I see on Twitter all of these geniuses. Everybody's a freaking genius after something happens.
I'm sure.
You know, like saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have bought an Audi now." Yeah, thanks for the tip now. Okay, but that's what you get for investing in crypto. Blah blah. I can tell you a little bit about investing in crypto. I've made a little bit of money investing in crypto because it's timing. You get in, you get out. My brother made a small fortune. My brother bought this dog coin.
Doge.
It was like, Doge. It was like 0.0002.
Yeah.
And then he sold it at like 45 cents. And he bought 1 million of it just because he wanted to be able to say he had 1 million of something.
Right.
So you do the math. The 40, 50 cents, whatever he sold it at times $1 million something. Yeah, he made a lot of money. And what I've been doing with crypto recently is because it's at this point right now where it comes. It's like up, down, up, down. So every time Ethereum goes to a certain point, I jump on a bunch, and then I know I'll ride it to, say, I buy it at 1,100, I ride it to 15. As soon as it gets to 15, I'm out. And then it, might go up to 70, but now it's back down to 11. So I just pick up more. But these geniuses are all of them everywhere. I don't want to name any names, but some of them are even people we know. Oh, that's what you get for investing in sucker. All right, sucker. Well, I picked up 12 grand last month. Who's the sucker?
Yeah, I hear you. I wish I had time to watch mine like that, but I don't. I just buy it and just, let it sit for the long haul. You know what I mean? I wish I had time to like sit and watch it, and pay attention to it so I could sell it. But it's like, when it goes low, I try to buy a little bit of it because I ain't got money like that. But you know what? I used to work at UBS Payne Weber a long time ago. And a guy told me, a person like me, he wasn't trying to insult me, but a person like me that, don't have a lot of money to play with, he says, you buy a couple shares of this, a couple shares of that, and you just build a portfolio of just a couple shares of each thing. The market, it goes good some days it doesn't. But if you buy a variety of different things, it kind of like flipping, one day this is green, this is red, and and you just let it sit and you let it play, and let it play out, and hopefully, same things happen, do good. But, I've been buying Bitcoin, fractional shares of that shit and Ethereum and all these others. But I wish I had time to sit down, and keep an eye on it and buy low and sell it once I see it go up a little bit where I make a small profit. But
where do you buy? What do you use to buy? You use Robinhood?
I use Uphold. I use Robinhood. I use Coinbase. I use a whole bunch because everyone some sell something that another one doesn't, and so like I buy that XRP and that Matic. You know what I mean? And that's on a different platform. XRP is blocked on a lot of them, but the word is on the street, baby, is when XRP happens to get like they're in a legal battle right now, because they're trying to cap it or do whatever, they're trying to control it and they can't. And they say that if everything goes well and XRP does end up opening up, it's going to be worth a lot of money for the simple fact that it has something to do with being able to do money transfers on the second and things like that. And so, I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping, one of those damn things that I bought pay off so I can get out of the poorhouse.
So you can set up, I know on Robinhood anyway, I would imagine on these other ones, you can auto set it. So if you have, say, Ethereum, and it goes to, you can do this all ahead of time. Say, hey, look, if this goes to 1,500, just sell. Or if it goes to 2,000, just sell. Or if it goes to, if it goes
That's
to
like a stop limit, ain't it? That's what it's called, like stop limit or some shit.
I don't know what the hell it's called, but you can unload it. And, now that, of course, I don't have a car, I can sit home all day and just stare at my Robinhood and watch the stuff go up and down. And hopefully it goes up. But this FTX, what's really, people are looking at, like Tom Brady did the commercial. But here's the problem with this FTX, if you get into it. So it was one great big gigantic money laundering scheme is what it was, on top of a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
We keep the Democratic Congress and president, and they keep giving money to Ukraine, billions and billions and billions. So it turns out that the largest holder of crypto or stock or whatever you want to call it in FTX was the country of Ukraine.
Get out of here.
Swear to God. Now it gets even better than this. Okay, so we're taking your tax dollars are going to Ukraine so that they can fight the war. Okay, so they can buy weapons and guns and bullets and all this crap. But they're turning around and they're investing the money in this FTX, in crypto.
Right.
So this Mini-Madoff clown, all right?
Is it that Field guy or whatever his name is?
Yeah, the guy who was the
Banking Field or some shit like that?
Yeah, I don't know. They're based out of the Bahamas. What I know about this guy is he's a vegan. But if you see this guy, he's a little roly-poly fat bastard. So I don't know how he can be a vegan. He lives on celery juice, right? He lives in a
fat bastard. That reminds me of things.
Studio high-rise with like 10 or 12 other people, and all they do is they have sex with one another. They pop pills all day long. Look this up. But here's where it gets better, okay? This kid was the second largest donor to the Democratic Party. So you want to talk about money laundering. You want to talk about Donald Trump get impeached the second time because he was putting the screws to Zelensky saying, we promised you money. Well, I ain't giving you the money until you give me the information that we know that you have on Biden and Biden's son, because we know there's shit going on. They impeach him, blah, blah, blah. Democrats are taking your money, my money, America's money. They're sending it to Ukraine. Ukraine sending it to the kid's sending it back to the Democrats. How is that not money laundering?
Yeah, it siphoned through the couple different spots that you say there, but it also says that they filed bankruptcy, and now the U.S. is on their ass because I guess maybe before they filed this bankruptcy or whatever, they transferred like $10 billion. Well,
yeah, they took the money and they dipped out.
So it would be I read that it's something like a Ponzi scheme, and then in the long run, how you look at it.
Duncan, you're a man of deep thoughts always. I mean, I watch your show at 12:15 the weekdays. You got to have deep thoughts on this.
I do. I definitely do.
Here we go. I think I have some deep thought music right here. Hang on a second. Deep thoughts. Wasn't that a thing on Saturday Night Live?
Saturday Night Live with Phil Hartman.
But you know who else that happened to too? That ended up paying like something I read like almost $2 million or $1.5 million or something like that was Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that was for.
She got into that, and I think there was a rapper or something else that was with her involved with that, and she was like promoting these coins, these Ethereum coins, and it flunked or whatever, and she ended up paying big bucks to that shit too. And she like something like $1.5 million or something.
That's pocket change to Kim Kardashian.
Oh, no doubt. But I mean,
pockets on the back of her jeans. That's for sure.
Well, she actually got that reduced, dude.
What, her badonka got reduced?
Yeah, badonka. Well, she actually got that reduced. Yeah, she's trying to, I guess, make herself look more mommy-like, I guess.
What do you got? What do you got on this, Duncan?
Well, from the very beginning of all of this real collusion that's been taking place in this country over the last 4.5, 5 years, the fact of the matter is that we initially had live auditory from the president, then vice president, saying, if you don't get this prosecutor off of this case, you're not getting our $1 billion in aid. Sure enough, that guy goes off, Hunter's case goes away. Everybody forgets about all the dealings with these energy holding companies. Then we go on this tour of Trump wants the information on what they got on this guy, or we're not going to continue to funnel and feed you, American tax dollars. Okay, well, that makes sense. I mean, like, we want to know where the money's going. It seems to be like a pretty logical request. What happens? You brought it up before. Start this impeachment process, take him down, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if it was Trump. It doesn't matter if it was McConnell. It doesn't matter if it was any other Republican. The fact of the matter is that they were exposed and the ties run very, very deep. There's no rational explanation that anyone in this country, in that upper echelon of individuals, that can convince the general public that there's nothing going on. You don't filter billions and billions and billions of American tax dollars into a country and not have some skin in the game. You're either covering up for something or you have an ulterior motive to get after whatever energy, whatever resources is there. Now, we're pretty much in a war with Russia without actually saying we're in a war with Russia, because we're being blackmailed by a country that's dangling this little carrot over in front of us. In the midst of all this shit going on, and this FTX stuff popping, you have an errant missile that goes back into Poland. First it was Russian, then it was Ukrainian. But, while all this is going on, another $37 billion in emergency relief. Listen, if you didn't need another instance to cover up all the BS that was going on with this FTX and what they were laundering, that is the reasonable thing to do. It's like, let's create more of a spiel. Let's create more of an issue that people are going to be, oh my God, we're going to start World War III. What's going to happen? Meanwhile, they're on the backside with this kid going, you need to clean this shit up and clean it up now. And of course, to Nick's point, who's going to investigate this? Who's going to handle it? The SEC, the United States government. And why are they going to do it? The same reason why the FBI and the CIA and all the other three-letter agencies are in charge of all these other organizations, because they're telling them what to look for. They're telling them what to do. Because when you come up with actual tangible information that ties people together, it would blow the lid off of so many things. This guy donated $38 million in the midterms. And then conveniently, a week or so later, the top gets blown off of it. Oh my God, he's your little scapegoat. Ukraine, Aid for Ukraine is taking cryptocurrency starting in like February, March of 2022. They're filtering it through. He's pushing back the assets. He's pushing back the profits, pumping it back over here, reinvesting it in his other company, Alameda Research, to cover the profit loss margin that he missed on. And oh, by the way, if you dig a little bit farther, Alameda Research, formed in 2017 by this gentleman, guess where their headquarters is? Any guesses? Anybody? Chat room? Anybody? Anyone? No? I'll help you out. It rhymes with Dongshang. Hong Kong. That's right. China. That's where Alameda Research's headquarters is at. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up.
Fucking customer support is too.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You can't make this stuff up. But so many people are so tied up on oh, we got to help people. Don't start World War III. Trump's a big bad guy. Nothing's going on with Hunter. Don't look at this. listen, do the old flip-flop test, right? If it was anybody else, they would have a microscope so far up their ass, they'd find out that they stole a kid's lunch money in second grade. It's, and who's again, and who's footing the bill? Me, you,
the
AJ,
taxpayers.
everybody in the chat, and all the taxpayers, even all these people who are all the way over on the left or all the way on the right. Well, guess what? If you're paying taxes, you're paying for this shit.
Right.
You're paying.
Doesn't matter what side you're on.
Now imagine if all of this was going on and it said during the midterm election cycle, Bankman-Fried filtered $38 million to the Republican National Convention. You imagine the shit show that we would have going on in this country?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's not how it works. I mean, do you remember back
and
15 years ago, watching 24 with Jack Bauer?
Yeah.
And how crazy it was. And you're like, oh my God, it's the greatest show ever. Man, this is so nuts. It's fucking real life. The only thing that exists is Jack Bauer. That's the only thing that was make-believe.
Yep. Yeah. And listen, and I'm not, and for everybody who else is like, I'm looking at this from like the total like midpoint, like, because if you just switched out the characters, the reactions would be so drastically different. And I think that's the point that everybody is trying to make in these situations, is that like rules are applying over here and they don't apply over there. The same bullshit with Twitter, the same bullshit with Facebook, the same. It's like people are just like, dude, beef.
Yeah, but I think the problem, not to cut you off, my brother, the problem is, I think people who I think government has forgotten. Like, I never seen our government become the way that it has. When I was younger, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't follow really a lot of this stuff until like Donald Trump made an announcement the first time, you know what I mean? And then, then he finally ran later on, and just, come the craziness of the news and all this. But it's become this is in my view, it's become so bad that we know the kind of wackos that have that take his words and make it the way it is. And then you have the people that are smart and see his value, because he does have value, you know what I mean? And I think a businessman needs to be running things the way that he does, and he's good. But I just think his couth, and I know anybody could say, oh, he ain't, but if you got somebody it's like if you had your kid on a team and that coach talks like shit, treats the kids like shit, you would, as a parent, would go to the board and be like, this guy can't be coaching my kid, right? So you got a guy in government, when you just take this Donald Trump or whatever, and I didn't disagree with everything he did or, whatever, but I just believe that if he showed more compassion with certain situations, shut his mouth in certain situations, dude, he'd be our president right now. 100%. He would have won hands down right now, So it's like this DeSantis guy. He's threatened by Trump's threatened by that dude, 100%. And I would vote for that guy. You know what I mean? I like that guy, So, but he's the same thing. He stands on values a little bit like Trump. And Trump's had laid down the game plan already on how to make things. You just got to go about it a different way. Trump could have been the person he is, but without being such a hard brick. You know what I mean? You can be stern without having to show that, you know what I'm saying? And it's like what you said, you can't, no matter what anybody tells me, he'll turn his blind eye to this and then not to that. You know what I'm saying? Because he already knows he has a certain, like he said in this news thing yesterday, I have a movement. And he knows those people of that movement will do whatever the hell that dude says. And that's where I feel that he fails as a leader, man.
Here's the problem. All right. Number one, there's no way Joe Biden got 81 million votes.
No, however that went. You know what I mean?
Let me finish. All right.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
That was 2 years ago. Okay. Other than the state of Florida and Ron DeSantis cleaning up the voting rolls, putting an election police squad together, all the shenanigans that happened with Biden and Trump election just happened last week. the voting machines were not working in Arizona before the sun even came up.
Right. I saw that on the news.
I mean, how does Sling Blade win? I mean, the guy Fetterman, he looks like Sling Blade. I mean, so what's
You
happening?
talking about the dude that wears the sweaters and he has the goatee?
Yeah. I mean, he's
Sling Blade.
He does. He really does. I mean, I know it's no movie.
Taters.
I like them taters.
I like them taters.
Man on holiday with another man.
Sling Blade.
Trump announces yesterday, which was asinine in my opinion, because there's still a Senate race going on, and Herschel Walker has to win that thing, and now Trump's all over this, and Trump divides too many people, and blah blah.
But that's
blah,
what I'm
blah.
saying about this government. Like, come on, man, Herschel Walker, dude. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
What?
The dude's never done anything. I mean, this is what we've become. You could be a movie star. You could do this. I could go here, and I can run for president. And if I got enough money or whatever, and I'm a do boy, because that's what that man is. I don't care what anybody says. That man's a do boy, and he'll just do whatever. That's why Trump wants him there, because he'll do whatever that dude will tell him, whatever people of that side will tell him. But this is the problem. It shouldn't be that side or this side. You know what I mean? From what I used to remember, even if one side won or the other one, whatever the case, they ended up really like trying to compromise to make something work. All I've seen, whether from Obama till now, is just like, we're just not doing that, and we're gonna block everything, and we're not doing that because we're gonna block everything. We don't get nowhere, dude. And then you just have all this anarchy with I see that's going on. You know what I mean? So
what's going to happen is they're going to get distracted again. They're not going to clean up any voting laws, any shenanigans, and then 2 years from now, it's going to be the same show.
The same shit.
Over.
But it's just horrible, man, because like I said, the ones that hurt and the ones that fail and the ones that get kicked in the nuts is us. Whatever side that you're on, it's us that get kicked there. And these people get to go home and still go home to their $300,000 salaries and all this. And it doesn't matter, man. So that's why when you got all these people out there, this and the left and the right, it's like, dude, both sides are full of shit. And both sides are always going to do what's going to be best for whatever they think they got going on. And they do maybe 15, 25% of what they say on their campaign, and the rest is just put on the back burner, dude.
Can I tell you who won't kick you in the nuts?
Who's that?
Pure Tech Air. They can handle all your AC needs. Look, we don't need any. We have no heating needs down here in Florida. We got all the heat that we can handle. No job too big or too small. When it comes to keeping your family cool, they got you right there. Pure Tech Air, they're local, South Florida, 561-806-9545. Service, sales, install. They got a great record online. Just go and Google them. 7 years, fully licensed. Call them today. Mention that you saw the show on Bleacher Brothers, and they'll make you extra cool. Again, it's 561-806-9545. So let's move on, because we are like a sports.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
So baseball's over. That's all we talked about was baseball.
Baseball.
Recap. I did see Bryce Harper has got to get Tommy John surgery, so he's going to be out until probably like August.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it came out today. And then the guy from the Marlins won the Cy Young Award tonight at Contra.
What's his name? What's his name? Verlander. I just saw one too.
Yeah. I didn't.
It's
see
pretty.
I just saw that across my phone. Verlander won. So that's cool, I guess you could say. I mean, for an old guy to still be able to have the juice to get a Cy Young,
Yeah, but I was talking to somebody about this. The dude is so ungrateful. I don't get with these athletes now. So the guy signed with Houston 5 years ago, whatever the heck it was. This $1 billion contract, whatever. Not $1 billion, but a lot of money. He pitched 1 year. Then he missed 2 years hurt. and then he opts out of his contract. Where's the loyalty to, hey, you guys just
But
paid me, right?
there's no loyalty anymore,
$1
It
man.
doesn't exist,
home on my
man.
ass,
No.
and now he's out looking to get another $100 million for 3 years.
But I think so much crap has happened in sports that these players know now. Like, I'm a commodity, dude, and that's why there ain't no loyalty anymore. When you're seeing other dudes getting 300 million and 4, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, I ain't no loyalty. I'm not gonna sit over here and put up these numbers, and then you're gonna pay me, 3 million a year, and while Joe Blow over there is making, 30, 35 mil,
It's gotta
So
be some loyalty, man. I mean,
I hear you.
look at your money.
I understand. I feel you, dude. Because when you got loyalty and you keep the team together, that's how you build, and you're gonna, win a championship. But hey, man, when you're in that game, money is the thing. Loyalty, I realize you get that like through high school, where you can probably keep some kids together from middle school, maybe youth ball, and you keep them together, and they'll be loyal, and you'll end up building a good team, And but when you're getting paid, dude, it's about
They should,
that
whoever
change.
signs Verlander should pay him an FTX crypto. That's my opinion.
Hey man, going real quick on that again. I read there's players that were on sponsorship or whatever with FTX, and they decided to, like, instead of getting paid, give it to me in crypto, And one guy lost his whole signing bonus. I don't know his name or whatever, but
Yeah,
he lost his whole signing bonus.
The Panthers. He took his whole contract in crypto.
Yeah, something like that. So I mean, that shit's crazy. But on another note, Anthony Rizzo re-signed with the Yankees, baby.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up in the sense that you're going to see how much loyalty is really there when Aaron Judge sits down with Cashman for a contract, because they're either going to have to pay that man, or he will walk away. There's a lot.
What's in there? The winter meetings are going on right now in Orlando, and I read this morning when I woke up, because it came across my thing. My all the news and my Yankee news or whatever. But anyway, what's his name? Hal Steinbrenner, the son. He's at the winter meetings or whatever, and supposedly he went in there, and they're talking, they're doing their business for the season, coming up. But he said there ain't nobody outbidding the Yankees for Aaron.
If the Yankees,
I'll take that bet.
They'd let him go. They'd let him walk.
What'd you say? One more time.
If the Yankees are smart, they let him go. They let him walk. They take that money. No, you're gonna give this guy $300-400 million.
No, I understand.
Have another season like that. He's gonna be.
No, I don't think he'll hit 62 again.
No,
he won't even play 62 games in most of the seasons that he's gonna have to sign for. They're gonna give him a 10-year contract, an 8-year contract. Guy's 31, never played a full year other than this year. Okay, take that money, because the Yankees, if they sign him, they are never winning in the time the Judge is there. Never, because all their money is tied up in Judge. They have no second baseman. They have no shortstop. They have no third baseman. They have no.
Yeah, but you got them three. They got them young guys coming up that are really good, dude.
Yeah, you like Gary? I know Gleyber Torres and Gary Sanchez.
No. I forgot his name, Lewis something, and I just read him. But they I think offensively they need what they need is they need some base hitting players. They need solid base hitting players. We have a whole lineup of home run hitters. So I mean,
what's going to make them even worse next year is because next year the shift is eliminated. So you look at guys like Bryce Harper. No, let's take Kyle Schwarber. Okay, home run hitter, hit 212. No shift. Kyle Schwarber hits 270 next year. Rhys Hoskins hits 300 with no shift next year. Because these are not necessarily just home run hitters.
Right. I mean, look at Atlanta and look at Los Angeles between Matt Olson and Freddie Freeman. Those guys with no shift, they're already 300 hitters. You know what that's going to do to their average? What's going to do to their productivity? Holy shit, man. Get the hell out of here. They should hit 350 with at least, 110 at least. But I mean, there's a decent amount of, free agents out there. Trey Turner, Carlos Carrera, Xander Bogaerts, Dansby Swanson, even from the Braves. Like, to your point, like what AJ's saying is like, okay, maybe I trade on Judge, but I go out and I get Trey Turner, Dansby Swanson, and some bullpen help. I mean, like, where's the trade-off? Like, is investing in Aaron Judge $300 some odd million enough to put us, over the top? Or do I need those other positional players? It's like the Phillies at this point. Like, if they could go back and they could do, like, I know everybody said Castellanos is going to come back, blah, blah, blah. But if you could go back and you could eat that $100 million contract and then turn that into a starting shortstop and a starting center fielder, they would do it in a second.
Or more pitching. I mean, they have two pitchers. Let's be honest. I mean, Rangers okay, but it's the Yankees of the 2022, 2023, 2025, all the way down. They signed Judge. They are the exact same Yankees of the 1980s. The exact same Yankees.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't think 300 million and like, since Duncan said what he said, I mean, it would be a good trade to get fucking 3 or 4 more players in trade for him. You know what I mean? I mean, that would be smart, because he's never going to have a season like that again. He's a good player, but I don't think, like I told you in other podcasts, dude, I don't think anybody's worth $300 million. That's the reason why I can't even take my kid. You know what I mean? Well, he's not anymore, but he's too old. But it's just...
Lenny said it on the show, Dykstra. He says once you get the money, your whole mentality changes and you're not hungry anymore. And if you look at, and that's why I've been screaming, not as a Phillies guy, but I've been screaming this for years, and people tell me I'm stupid.
But I'm beautiful.
Oh, that's not.
I'm not as dumb as you think I am.
Yeah, I'm not as dumb as you think I am. Bryce Harper, there's a handful of guys that are worth the money they were paid. Bryce Harper being one of them. Probably Mookie Betts being another one right now.
Oh, for sure, Mookie Betts. For sure.
Got big butt. Friedman, it still remains to be seen. He's only 1 year in, but probably Friedman. I mean, he's pretty solid. But these guys that are, the list goes, especially pitchers. The list is endless. Remember Carl Pavano? He had a freaking MRI tube named after him after he signed the contract.
Yeah. Oh, there's a kid who just came back to either Texas or Los Angeles. They gave him a 1 year, $19 million deal. Who the fuck pays $19 million on a flyer on a pitcher? I mean, like, I'm not giving a pitcher $20 million.
I know, right? Throw one inning and mess his arm up, and that's it.
I think it's like Martin Garcon or some shit like that. I think that's
what I don't know, but that's crazy.
Hey, baseball. We're out of baseball season. I see you get your Eagles shirt on, even though.
Eagles, oh my God, bro. Washington.
I have to say this, okay? I did a show last week on Thursday night with the Sports Prophets, and they're going to be on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. also, all right? The Sports Prophets with Ted Brooks. Ted Brooks put me on the spot and said, you're undefeated with your NFL picks. You got to give me an NFL pick. So I had no time, no anything. So I just went nuts and gave him a 14 parlay, and it didn't work out. But behind the scenes, I did have a lock this weekend. Tom, you're in the chat room. Who did I tell you was going to win? What does he say? I can't see it. AJ talking before the game. No, Tom, what did I tell you about Monday night? Did I tell you I told you the Eagles were going to win. I didn't tell you the Eagles were going to win. All right, Tom, get off my screen. You're out.
I think you said, hello, this is Audi.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No, I told him. I thought the Eagles were due for a letdown. So I will give my locks tomorrow night, my NFL locks on the Sports Prophets.
Right.
But I had a feeling.
You use profane words. I will stop the conversation.
Yeah.
Stopping the conversation.
Just get my car.
Get the car.
I should have given him some Frank Rizzo or some Egyptian magician.
Just get my car.
Like that. I was like good old Jerky Boys stuff, man.
I used to love them guys, dude. They used to make me laugh.
And you know what? Listen, I want to put this out for everybody who's listening to this after the fact. That was fun. That was good, fun, clean humor. Nobody was getting hurt. Nobody was killing anybody. Everybody was laughing at themselves. Like, laugh at yourselves, people. It's okay. Fucking laugh at yourselves, man. Come on. Laugh at yourselves.
Falling apart. Everything's falling apart with making all these stupid exceptions for stuff. I mean, it's not stupid, but you know
what doesn't make exceptions?
Like, come on,
Nick?
man.
Life in the real world doesn't make exceptions.
No doubt. Absolutely.
Because life is hard. The real world is hard.
Absolutely.
The real world doesn't coddle you.
No, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
I said you're right,
Spoken like
man.
a true Jersey
But-
man. Look at him. All right. Hey, while we're talking about football, though, real quick.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see any. I didn't watch. The only game I watched was some of the 49er game. I was in my car Sunday afternoon.
Right.
And I pulled in my driveway and I was listening to the Bills and Minnesota.
Vikings?
Yeah, so Minnesota.
Dude, that was exciting, man.
50 seconds left.
Yep.
And there was a penalty. They nailed the guy in the end zone. He dropped. They hit him between numbers, dropped it. Then they had to replay, and they stopped them on like the 1-inch line. They said, all right, that's it. Game's over. I got out of my car. Next thing I know, I go on Twitter. Like 20 minutes later, I see Tony Bruno tweeting, this is the greatest game ever.
Yeah, it was good, dude.
How the hell did I don't know this because I haven't even had time to watch SportsCenter. I've been busy trying to.
He fumbled the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He fumbled the ball. He fumbled the ball as he was trying to. They were like on the half of the goal line and the one line hash, right? And he went to do a quarterback sneak so he can get a little bit more room on the next down. And as he got the ball, as he was jumping forward, he fumbles the ball. So when he fumbles the ball, the linebacker, I think, that was creeping up, dives right in that hole perfect where the ball fumbled. He got the ball. And then he was in the end zone. You know what I mean? So he was in the end zone. But then what was crazy, Buffalo gets the ball back, drives downfield, ties the game. And then from there, they go to overtime. They put the ball, Buffalo gets the toss. They 4 and out. Minnesota gets the ball back. They drive the ball down on 2 drives, get a first down. They run the ball on first down. Then second down, they went for field goals because if he missed, he had 2 other opportunities to make the field goal, but they made it way enough distance. But, they're going to try to freeze them and do all this stuff. So they ended up winning the game. But the crazy shit was, like I said, dude, on the 1-yard line and the half on goal line, and he fumbles it perfectly, and that dude just dove out of nowhere over the lineman and everything and just dove right into the hole where the guy was, grabbed the ball, and that was it. That was a wrap, dude, after that.
Stuff going on in the NFL.
Oh, no, it was exciting, dude. Me and my wife were like, oh, snap. That was, matter of fact, right after we left the meeting. You know what I mean? We came home.
Hey,
Yep.
let me ask this because we're getting close to the top of the hour. To switch off the NFL and talk about something. And next week we got somebody who's going to come on with us and talk some hockey. Big hockey guy that I know. But the NBA. So yeah, I'm actually like I sent something to Dunk about the NBA. It's like the NBA does it even still exist? But I'm actually a pretty big NBA guy, and I'm really good at handicapping NBA, but I usually don't get into football or NBA until baseball's over. Usually it ends the end of September for me. This year it stretched way longer. But I started looking at the NBA, and the standings are all like crazy. I mean, Golden State is horrible. Teams that you would not expect. Philly, I think Philly's starting to play better now, but Philly was a mess. The Nets are a complete joke, and
they're a mess.
Where are you guys at with Kyrie? I mean,
you guys go first, and I'll go last because I got a lot of mixed feelings about this whole Kyrie thing, man. When it goes all over the place. So you guys go first, and I'll give my 2 cents in the end.
Go ahead, Deep Thoughts. I'll give it to you, Deep Thoughts, and I will pull up your Deep Thought music here. Hang on.
I'm actually going to be completely honest with this.
That's the best way.
I am totally naive with what Kyrie said. That's how removed I am from
NBA.
The NBA. I mean, I haven't
say anything.
Yeah, I can't really. Not that I can't speak on it. I mean, I know the context, the anti-Semitism and stuff, but I don't know anything more than what I've heard in chatter. I honestly I haven't even gone and read any commentary about it, which I know is like a snafu or whatever. But I mean,
I'll give you a little bit of something. I mean, all right, this whole Kyrie thing, right? This guy, he's one of them type of guys who's a proud black guy. his heritage, Black history, So this is what I've gotten.
Hold on. I got to stop you 1 second because I got breaking news. I literally have breaking news that just came across my phone.
What is it?
My breaking news thing. I got a breaking news thing. I swear I do. Hold on. What kind of show is this that we're running here? I do. I got breaking news. Is this it?
Is that it? Bill coming across the wire in your face.
I got a text from Audi.
No.
Driver is en route. Click.
He's going over there now at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they're going to take my car. Where are they going to take it in the middle of the night?
Well, they were supposed to show up at 9 a.m. So he said, you know what? I'll show up at 9 p.m.
He's en route. He's moments away.
Well, it worked.
Hold on.
The phone call worked.
65 to 95 minutes from now. So, all right. Never mind. I apologize for that breaking news.
Did you take all of your personal items out of the car just to be safe? Is there anything you should take out of the car?
His face just told you that he didn't.
I know.
Babe, did you take Malia out of the car, or is she still in the back?
Hey.
Oh, snap. But anyway, going back to what we were talking about, right? So you got Kyrie, right? You got Kyrie, who's this, he's into his Black history and things, and which I believe everybody should learn their history from wherever they came from and their background. But anyway, he's supposedly seen this movie. I think it's called. I got it written down here. It's called Hebrews to Negroes: Wake Up, Black America. That was the name of the movie. All right. So he watched. It's like a 3.5 hour movie, and all he did was retweet the movie. That's it. He saw the movie and he retweeted the title of the movie. Right? The minute he did that, all hell broke loose. Everybody took it for what they wanted to take it on Twitter and this and this and that. He's anti-Semitic. This movie is about this and hating the Jews or whatever the case may be. And from what I've read and people saying, it really isn't about hating no Jews and anything like that. All right, it's about history, about where Jews came from, and stuff like that. No matter what anybody says, all these nationalities and people come, we all came from Africa. I don't know about the Europeans later on is a different type of story, but anyone who's got any type of heritage of Black, Latin, whatever, we all came from Africa, dude, if you really go and look into it. All right. But anyway, it got all blown up out of proportion. No, not you. You come from Ireland or some shit.
That's Ireland, you prick.
But so anyway, it got all blown up the way they got blown up to. All right. ESPN, reporters, everything. This guy Kyrie is promoting this movie, and the dude didn't promote anything. He didn't even say anything. All he did was share a link. That's all he did, right? So it took a few days for this to boil over and melt over. Go ahead, bro. You want to say something?
So just so I'm clear with this, he offered no personal opinion.
Nothing.
Whatsoever.
Nothing.
Yes, here's the problem. So I don't have a problem with anyone saying whatever is on their mind. I got no problem with that. I am not one of these woke crybaby pansy ass MFers. Okay, say whatever's on your mind. All right. If I don't like it, then I'll walk away and I won't listen anymore.
Right.
Here's the problem: is that when Kyrie is a drama queen. He's always been a drama queen. Okay, go back to LeBron. Always a drama queen. He always gets run out of town. He's just like James Harden. He gets run out of town wherever he goes. Okay, so they went to Kyrie afterwards and they said, "Hey, are you anti-Semitic?" And instead of saying no, he basically says no comment, which causes more drama.
Right.
He likes the drama, and the dude does not want to play basketball. I'm telling you, he doesn't want to play basketball. Then he
but when he does, he's good.
His agent came out one day in the middle of this and said, "Yeah, Kyrie thinks he's going to retire." Why would he say that? He's not going to retire. If he was going to retire, then just retire. He likes the drama. There's no Kardashians available for him to date at the moment. So this is the way that he can get his drama out there.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe. You might be right. You might be right. You know, but the way they're going about it, though. But then, the way they're going about it, though, AJ, they suspend the man after they suspend the man with no pay for 5 games, right? It's been going on so long now. It's been like 8 or 9 games that this dude's been suspended. But then, you know, it's like I've been telling you, you know, when me and you having conversations, you know, you want to suspend this guy for saying for tweeting that, because this is what set it off, was the tweet. However, what he says afterwards or whatever, that doesn't matter. It was like, I send the tweet and all hell breaks loose, and I'm the bad guy that I'm trying to say that Jews are bad. But you got to understand too, at the same time this was going on, you got Kanye out there talking about DEFCON 3 on the Jews and stuff, and you know, so they tying all this crap together. You know what I'm saying? So, but what's crazy is what Kyrie does and says is like, look, man, it's like, if we say something about Black history, or like how people say, you know, we've been going through 300 years of slavery, and you know, all that nonsense, you know what I'm saying? It's not nonsense, but I'm just talking in general, you know, I'm just being me talking, you know what I'm saying? So you got these people that say this, and a lot of people, when you hear this, whether it's you or you're in the crowd, you've heard people say, oh, let that go, forget about it. That was 100, 300, 400 years ago. But if you say something about Jewish people that are in serious power, that have real power, that can control something being put out there or what not to be put out there, you say something about them and forget it. You're in trouble. You owe us an apology. You have to do this. Look, they want Kyrie to pay $500,000 to an anti-hate group. He's got to pick one. But this is part of his penalty to come back to play for the team. You know, he's got to apologize and condemn the movie. He's got to he's got to complete anti-Semitism classes. He's got to do all these hoops and all this crap. But if you say something about the Black race or whatever, or the minority race, oh, it's no big deal, it's okay, you know, and that's what I mean. Like, the flip-flopping of that nonsense is such bullshit to me. You know what I mean? It's terrible.
Here's where I see the problem, okay? The problem is with these governing bodies, like the NBA, suspending somebody for having an opinion. All right, and let me flip it over to a sport that I know a little bit more about. Trevor Bauer, arguably the best pitcher in baseball, okay? Trevor Bauer goes back home to LA, signs a monster contract, finds some skank on OnlyFans or wherever the hell he found her. They go, she's a freak. She wants to get choked out and punched in the face and blah, blah, blah. He's into it. Fine, whatever you're into, you're into. I don't judge any of it, okay?
Right.
Then, just like most of these other skankos that are out there, she sees dollar signs, because what had happened was that they've got together a few times. He's got all the text, all the documentation to prove that everything was consensual. He decided to move on. He had enough of her. He didn't return her phone calls. All of a sudden, she got raped. She got beat. She got choked out against her will. But yet she kept texting, wanting to come back and more and more and more. She's looking for money. So Major League Baseball comes in and says, that's it, suspended. And they kept redoing the suspension and extending it and extending it. And while the authorities investigated, they investigated for a year in LA County, which they will, at least high profile, they will stick it to you if they have this much evidence or even a hunch that they can take you down. They will do it. They drop the charges. No charges. MLB comes after they investigate the guy.
And now they want to do something.
And the prosecutor said no. There's nothing here. We're not filing. All charges are dropped. Major League Baseball comes and suspends the dude for like 2 years. How is that? How? I mean, I don't.
That's crazy, man.
Governing bodies that are the problems.
But absolutely, people that are in the upper level of power can turn it on and inflict power more on this one than that one, or for whatever reason. And that's what makes things That's why you had this imbalance. That's why you had these people. This is not fair with this group of people. This is not fair with that group of people. Because the crazy shit that Kyrie ended up saying is like, I only reposted the thing on Twitter, and you're coming at me, and you're taking my money, and you're suspending me, and you're doing all these things. But meanwhile, you got Jeff Bezos on Amazon making millions off of the movie, and he's profiting from it. Then you have these athletes like Charles Barkley, Shaq, all these guys that work on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, they were trashing the dude. They were trashing him. And then 2-3 days later, after all the community was getting back at the same guys that were trashing him, now they turn around and they want to walk it back. So it's like, it's crazy. They're trying to walk it back. But it just shows you how the hand of the people in the upper level easily control and make things look the way they want to look. Because you know what? Again, I'm going to go over it again one more time. You got Kyrie for reposting this tweet. Meanwhile, you had Tom Brady, Golden Boy, who took a $2 million PPP loan that he's worth over $100 million, and you don't hear shit about that. You got Brett Favre again, who fucking stole $5 million from the poor people of Mississippi to build a volleyball court for his daughter when he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars and he can build 50 volleyball courts if he wanted to. You know what I mean? But you don't hear nothing about them at all. You understand? So it's like, it's just, look, man. And then he apologized. He said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry," and that's just not good enough. So like the hoop jumping that certain people and certain nationalities and certain things got to go through compared to others is just what makes it totally a shit show. And once again, until we get the right people around that. Everybody's always, it's fair, it's fair. I mean, in our mind, we want to believe that it's fair, you know what I'm saying? But deep down in our gut, we all know that it really isn't that fair.
Duncan, any deep thoughts? You've been soaking it all in.
Yeah. So there's always a double standard, right? There's always a double standard, and that just exists. And however we want to sugarcoat this country and this society, there's certain things you can say and there's certain things you can't say. And the higher you go up the food chain, the more, spotlight being on you, the more you have to do the dance, sing the song, blah, 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 blah. We love when people step outside the box and, hold their own opinion and, stick to it. To Nick's point, Kyrie's the kind of guy that pushes the envelope a lot. He came out and did everything with the vaccine. He came out and was, pushing, like, hey, this is my country, my choice. I'm a free citizen. I can do what I want to do. Why do I have to be, held against this? And, he's just an old school. He's not like religious affiliated kind of guy. He lives under like the values, but he's part of like the whole universe and whatever. I mean, if all he did was retweet something and knowing like you have to like know your audience, right? So like, he's always one of these guys who is like, I'm going to throw out a thought and I want you to kind of go about your own way of
figuring it out.
Whether you come to this opinion, great. Whether you don't, no big deal, but here it is. Also, I mean, the capitalist side of it, like Nick was saying, like Amazon, Netflix, Barnes & Nobles, who was having the books, like they're making money. It's like the argument we make about the people with the steroids in baseball. Those guys aren't turning around and giving back the money that was spent, but they're holier than thou. So screw the owners, screw everybody who knew the shit was going on, and let's pin everything on McGuire. Let's pin everything on Sosa. Let's pin everything on Palmeiro. They get black marked and whatever. Why? Because nothing's bigger than the game. Nothing's bigger than the jersey. You're always these little players in the cogs of society, and when that's done, that's fine, because this overruling group of people and individuals is always going to be there. There's a great documentary. I wish I figured the name of it, but there's specifically related to
Sammy
Zionist
becoming a white man.
No.
Oh,
to the Zionist movement and how that's all connected with like Illuminati and shit like that, and that's like going down a rabbit hole. But the bottom line is that it's why you don't say things about or not that you don't say things. It's why it's eerily factual that individuals that challenge a certain former sitting president and his Secretary of State wife wind up suiciding themselves.
That's crazy.
And nothing touches them. And that's not like, this is stuff that hasn't shown itself once. It's shown itself twice and 3 times and 4 times and 5 times. And, people forget about, we're talking about Ukraine now. Let's all forget about what happened in Haiti. This stuff goes on in your world. And when you have someone who's willing to step outside that box and just say, hey, here's a nugget, why don't you check it out? You can't slam that person. A lot of the reasons why people got on, Trump's ass is because he didn't need this person's money. He didn't need that person's money. He was just like, let's just get stuff done. Can we just get stuff done? Stop screwing around. Let's get stuff done. Now, granted, he ran his mouth a lot. He's got a lot of narcissistic characteristics. He can't get out of his own way. And to the point with him right now is that, there's no way for someone like DeSantis to effectively run a campaign against Trump, because what's going to happen is the same thing that happened back in the earlier elections when it was like Bush, Perot, and Clinton. You're going to have splitting votes, right? And you're just going to create more and more of a divide within this whole party. So at this point, you step back, you let this guy do what he wants to do, and then what happens? You run the risk that in 4 years, now 8 years, are you still going to be relevant, or is something else going to come around? So politicians can't get the fuck out of the way. People who have money can't get out of their way. It's like there's always one little thing that they're trying to, hitch their horse to. And people just think, look at it, open eyes, think about it for yourself, take what you want.
That's it.
And I think that's all people are asking for. And there's more and more people are getting to this point where they're like, I should think about this for a minute. Maybe I should. That's why
wake up and look into things for yourself.
Right,
because too many people watch too much crap on the phones and all this other stuff, and half of that shit isn't even real shit.
Why did you have to bring up Haiti though? But I did have. Is this Haiti music? Is this racist that I'm playing? Am I wrong? I don't know. You brought up Haiti, and I immediately.
But hey, man.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hopefully, things with that get better.
Yeah, it's
It's crazy.
Everybody wants to be woke. Everybody wants to be educated. Everybody wants to be open-minded until it's actually time to be woke, educated, and open-minded.
Right. Yeah, you're right. But then again, man, you can't be getting punished, man. You know what I'm saying? For having your own opinion and your own judgment on things. You know what I mean? I can't be having somebody tell me, "Oh, yo, because you said that or you did that, you can't do this or whatever." I was like, that's crazy. Why? Who says that? Who are you to say? Just like, I don't know.
Right. And the thing that you really want to take from it more than anything is like you're pointing out that people do get blacklisted. People do.
Of course.
People are they go away.
But we're so divided. We're so divided that when you see literally people do it, you have a certain side of people that'll sit there in your face and say, "No, he didn't do it."
Yep.
And that's what we've become. That's what we become, and that's what's being accepted, dude. And that's why things are just going to get worse and worse and worse.
And what scares everybody? What scares everybody is that one day, everyone's going to. Yeah. One day everybody's going to wake up, and to Nick's point, it's going to be like, hey, maybe we are all really one people from this one place at the beginning of creation.
Yeah, dude.
Blah, 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 blah. How awesome would that be? Like, then you really are everybody's brother and sister. Like, everything that gets passed along, it's like, wait a minute. Like, maybe this shit actually does.
You know what's really crazy? I was just telling AJ the other day, man. I saw this respected rabbi, giving this little speech or whatever. I think he was in his synagogue or whatever. And the dude said that there was this professor from Duke University, right, that went to Africa, and he tested. He was testing some stuff of Europeans and Israelites and all this other stuff, right? And it comes to find out that. It's a long story. I'm not even gonna get into it. That one, it's a long story. So, we'll do that another day if this comes up.
There's more similarities than there are differences.
Way, yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
I just got a text that Alpine Towing has revised their ETA to 65 minutes from now. Before
What
we
is going on with this Audi? I mean, come on, dude.
Oh, I
I'm pretty sure you paid good money for that
totally
thing.
because I'm black. If I was a white man, I would have bought that car a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. That's because when you get on the phone, you gotta, I pity the fool. I pity you. You better, I pity the fool that come and get my car. And they go, oh, snap, we better go get that
What I
guy.
gotta do. Hell is it? I gotta know where these things are. I gotta do a better job of knowing where this. All right, I gotta get rid of Ico. All right. Anyway, I wanted to talk before we get off here real quick about.
Yeah, man, do your thing so we can sign off.
I paid the fool.
Do it.
But I paid the fool.
There you go. I got
But I
it.
paid the fool.
You want it? I got it, dude. I just gotta find it. That's all. No filter for everyone watching live, and then for everyone that's gonna watch on YouTube, because we're absolutely killing it. All of our shows are killing it on YouTube for being so new at this. We've got shows that we're not getting a lot of views live. We put them on YouTube, and they're getting 1,000, 2,000. I mean, I sent Duncan a screenshot this morning of a couple of the videos, a couple of the last podcasts, the Into the Nightcap from the other night, and then his show on Monday. And he says, "How is that? How are we getting so many views?
How is that possible? I'm not that good.
No one knows that No Filter exists. So it's hard to watch something if you don't know the channel exists. They know YouTube exists. Subscribers are pushing 2,300 right now. So people are coming back.
Right.
And then what we're doing is we're putting out interesting content, but also we're putting descriptions in the videos, letting people know this is what it's about. So somebody wants to go and do a search for Kyrie and what's going on. There's a likelihood that this podcast that we're doing right now will pop up in the search. And if they like this podcast, then maybe they flip over to another show, or maybe they want to find out, hey, what is this Last Call with Captain Ron, which is on every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, Ron and Reese. And then they also do the NFL Aftermath live on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Yeah, like I said, it was a really good show. But so the No Filter Network, where this is really, really, really cool for the people listening to it after the fact on YouTube or maybe on Spotify or wherever these are going to be broadcast out to or distributed out to, is that, there's a lot of censorship. We've just been talking about it right now with, Trevor Bauer, Kanye, Kyrie. Everybody needs to be censored. Trump, so on and so forth. No Filter is literally, it should be called No Censor Network, because you can have the conversation that you want to have. You don't have to be afraid of, oh, we're going to get canceled. This is going to get taken down. I have a massive, and I don't really know the analytics of what I'm doing on Twitter coming over to YouTube yet, but, I have a massive MAGA following on Twitter. I mean, I do. I got 13,000 followers, and most of them are MAGA type people or else Philadelphia sports knuckleheads. Drunk Philly sports fans. My buddies, I ordered the T-shirt from them. It hasn't come in yet, but they got some really cool T-shirts. He was on our show a couple weeks ago. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. Just look for its title, Drunk Phil's Fans. The guy Chris is fantastic. He's got his own beer. But there's No Filter Network. What we're doing with Bleacher Brothers is we are building our own network, and we're using the No Filter platform to do it. And we've got people talking sports. We've got people, that Friday night show, Into the Nightcap, that Duncan and Play Action and Penguin and the grumpy old guy from Mayfair, John, I'm just kidding. But, and then the guests that come on, where there's Trevor, Tony Bruno was on for the show the other night. It's just a fantastic show, a little bit like what tonight's show here was kind of like. It's people hanging out, just kind of BSing. And that's, a lot of people find it interesting because interesting topics come up. And if you want to do a show on movies, Nick the Flick, how did he get the name Flick? Because he watched
movies, baby. I watch them all the time.
Well, if you want to do a movie podcast, and you've always, because everybody is doing a podcast or everybody wants to do a podcast right now, this is the spot. No filter. If you want to do a very vanilla, yeah, I guess you could do that anywhere. But the benefit to coming over to Bleacher Brothers and kind of hooking up with us is we know how to market. We're taking some of our podcasts a month in, 6 weeks in, and this is only our 6th to 7th show that we've done right here on this Wednesday night show, and we're getting 4,000 views, 4,500 views. I mean, you would think we had Lenny Dykstra on twice. You would think, oh, that's going to be the big one. No, Lenny shows are actually the 2 lowest views of our YouTube.
Really?
One. Yeah, I think the Frank Savannah show was the highest one. People, if you're passionate about something and you want to talk about it, most likely other people are going to be interested in hearing you. And No Filter is a great platform. And with Bleacher Brothers, we are just starting this thing. So if you're John the accountant and you want to talk about numbers on a show, I guarantee you that somebody wants to watch that show. I mean, my wife used to watch a show where somebody would just open up pearls like for hours. My wife sat there for days binge watching.
Yeah, man.
There's that noise. I don't know what it is now. My wife and kid goof, but that noise when people talk, whatever the heck it's called. There's
DMR or ZMR or something like that. Some craziness.
I want to rip the TV off the wall. It's my wife just put it up there. What is it? AMR?
Yeah, AMR. ASMR. Yeah. That's it.
Ass Mister? Is that what it is?
I don't know. Arms, legs. We're looking. Bleacher Brothers is looking not just for sports, but we're going to put all content on here. Okay. After the first of the year, there's a very high likelihood that somebody else is going to take maybe all 3 of these seats or 2 of the seats or 1 of the seats. In this show, I'm going to start doing a complete interview show.
Will there be an election for that?
What's that? An election for this seat?
Yes.
Okay. Will there be? I don't know. We'll have to see. And I have no way. I need a mail-in vote because I have no car now. So
snap. Yeah, you need a mail-in vote. Drop it in that drop box.
No Filter is a it's in the beginning stages, but they're saying the right things, and it's a fantastic place right now for you to go and voice your opinion. I mean, you could throw a gangbang on a podcast here live and shut it down. So
where'd your brain at? Come up with that?
I don't know. Just how it is. So, next week on Saturday night, Nick will be
gangbang of knowledge and sports cornucopia. All the pumps you need.
You might have, man. If it been 15, 20 years ago, you might have called me a gangbang, but not now. My gangbang days over.
Nick will be in a gangbang next afternoon. Half
services from 1990.
I was a wild one.
I appreciate guys like Duncan, guys like Nick, Captain Ron. Ted Brooks, Sports Profits, is going to be rolling out. He's doing multiple shows. I appreciate everybody that joined the team so far. And like I said, we are just getting this thing rolling. We're looking for women that want to talk sports.
I've got to bring this up real quick, right? So
what is play action?
So 6 ABC News in Philly, they report that a NASA expert says, "We're going to the south pole of the moon because we believe there's water ice hidden in those permanently shadowed regions." Matt O'Donnell, credit from ABC6. He goes, "People in the studio are like, wait a minute, they got Rita's water ice on the moon?"
Nice.
Shout out to Matt. Good stuff,
anyway,
smartest people in the world, right? Smartest people in the world.
Reach out, subscribe, follow Duncan on Twitter at the Duncan Dad. At the Duncan Dad on Twitter. Follow me, the AJJ Show, or whatever the hell my name is. Follow Bleacher Brothers, Captain Ron. Watch the shows and reach out if you want to be a guest. If you want to
reach out and touch someone.
Tom texted or put it on the chat there. Lenny, Lenny is interested in doing a podcast. He's definitely interested in doing a podcast with us. We're just kind of debating on whether we want to do a podcast there. Yes, sir.
If you have your breaking news thing, I guess I can let everybody know now, right?
All right. Yeah. Hold on. Let me I guess
you got to put little thumbnails on those things, bro.
They got thumbnails on them. I need to magnify. Here's your breaking news.
When?
It's coming. Maybe he hears it. Do you hear it? I don't hear it.
Oh, Ice Ice Baby.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick.
I could see Duncan back in 1990 with his Reeboks and his parachute pants, doing the MC Hammer and
The Running Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Running Man with the Reebok pumps. I told you that story, man. I got that for. That's a whole other story about the Reebok pump.
But the last time I saw moves like what you were just doing was the Special Olympics.
I don't discriminate, man.
Trust me. When I dance, sometimes my daughter say, "That ain't cool." I be like, "Man, you crazy? I got the moves. The moves are old, boy. Those moves are." My wife calls them old man moves.
Uncle Dad shaved his eyebrows back in the 90s?
No. They were just coming in nice and thick, baby.
Nice and thick. Okay, what's your breaking news?
So my breaking news is that after careful consideration and discussion with the Bleach Brothers Sports Network brass, I'm going to keep my midday show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12:15, but we're transitioning from one more quarter, which tends to lend itself to a little more sports motif. To
hold on 1 second. I got to stop you for a second. You just said that you're transitioning, so I can take this when I edit it later.
Yes,
and I can just that little clip right there, Duncan Dad. It was transitioning. I'm gonna blast that all over.
Yeah, dude.
Twitter, and Instagram, and that's gonna get you more views. Watch.
We're morphing, we're transitioning, we are evolving. So one more quarter will become pouring perspective with the Duncan Dad. It's a little, more introspective themed, try to keep it a little more deep, intense, cerebral.
You're gonna light a candle and then wine.
We're gonna light a candle. There will be incense in the background.
And what pronouns will you be using?
You're gonna have this African lady with fucking sage behind you and shit.
Music back now.
I've reached out to Miss Cleo and I have not got anything back yet.
Call me now.
I've been calling now for the last 25 minutes. I've been on hold. One of her many associates will get back to me. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, pouring perspective with the Duncan Dad. Double P with the double D. Cards don't lie. Cards don't lie.
There you go.
That's your breaking news.
Look at you. The
got a little rap flow.
We're gonna advertise your show. The transitioning is up first, though. That's
Duncan Dad off the dome. He's pumping it off the dome, baby.
I actually surprised myself today. Like prior to the show, I was sitting down doing my little geek out for a minute. I was watching Jeopardy, and they had a whole category of 90s rappers that also appeared in movies or whatever. 5 out of 6 nailed it.
Got him.
Nailed it. It was all over. Ice-T, Queen Latifah, Ludacris was the big one. I was like, I know it's Chris Ludacris.
I know that one.
All right. What's up? LL back in the day.
Yeah.
It was all over.
I love it.
All over.
I love it, too.
I surprised myself because I didn't think I paid that much attention.
But I guess I did.
I guess it was.
I hear you. I'm the same thing with that. With like classic rock, I'm the same way, dude. I never listened to it when younger or whatever. And then you catch me all the time listening to it in the car, at work, and I'm like listening to it all the time. I didn't even grow up with that stuff. But
no, right?
Classic rock.
What's that?
Yeah, I love classic rock. I love it.
Greatest band in the history of bands.
Well, I don't know about that.
Nobody asked you. Save it for your PP show. You have a PP show?
That's right. Double P with double D, baby.
Train your kids to the PP show every day at noon.
Tune in to P squared with D squared, baby.
Yeah.
When I was in Saudi Arabia, Desert Storm, we had 2. I don't know if it was CDs back then or cassettes in 90. But it had to be cassettes in 1991. Mm-hmm. We had Mariah Carey's Vision of Love. That's how I know every word of every song on that.
Really? No, we had CDs back then.
Was it okay? It was CDs.
Yeah. Yeah, things were transitioning back then, but yeah, if you had a CD player in the car, boy, you were the shit. If you had a CD player, oh man, yeah.
And we had LL's Mama Said Knock You Out.
Knock You Out. Yeah, we definitely had CD. Yeah, we definitely had CD back then. Yep. So,
guys, everybody, my absolute favorite show on the channels is Friday night after the Tony Bruno show. That Into the Nightcap is awesome. Last week's was phenomenal. You can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it live, and also you can watch everything on No Filter that we've done in the vault or on demand. So, one more sponsor: Sunshine Teeth Whitening on the way out. They'll give you a bigger. I don't know if they'll make it bigger, but they'll give you a brighter smile. So
they sure will.
Transition live on No Filter, and you want to look your smiliest. Sunshine Teeth Whitening can do it. They come to you, or you can go to them locally down here in Boynton. 20 minutes to a brighter smile. No pain. They're real affordable. Mobile service. I said that. They're located at 1054 Gateway Boulevard, Suite 109. SunshineTeethWhitening.com. We appreciate all our sponsors. We appreciate
more reliable than Audi service.
That's right.
More reliable than Audi service.
That's right.
And maybe I'll come back on with breaking updates all night long on Audi, like Jim Cantori with a hurricane.
I think you should tweet that. I think you should tweet
You should go live when they show up at your house and they pull up in the driveway. You should go live and be like, "What the hell you been, man? We waited all day."
They're taking the car at 11 o'clock at night or midnight. You know, we'll never see this car again.
They're taking it to Miami and we're getting it chopped up.
Yeah, go get that.
I'll find the 305 area code. So yeah, they are.
Go get that Alanis Morissette CD out of the dash.
No, when they bring it back, all the serial numbers are gonna be grinded off.
Why don't they match? It's good, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, it's good.
Yes. It matches the numbers I wrote in pencil in the registration.
Obviously, the doofus can go on all night, guys. I'm out. I got to go look at my car one last
All right, fellas. Yo, BBSA, baby. We'll catch you on the other side.
On the flip.
Latest, fellas. Hey, y'all have a good night.